Oftentimes as humans, our perception of who we are is almost always based off of the labels and assumptions that other people have of us. And sometimes that may hold us back from doing certain things because they seem out of character. I can't do that, I'm too old. I can't do that, I'm not smart enough. I can't make it to the NBA, I'm only 5'3". Okay, maybe the last one is true, but you get my point. But why is this the case? How is it that so many of us allow another person's perception of who we are become such an integral part of our personalities that it can stop us from doing things that we want, all because it doesn't fit their narrative? As ridiculous as it sounds, this is how pretty much 90% of the world operates, and most of us unfortunately die trying to live within a certain image that was assigned to us. This doesn't only come from random people though. In fact, most of what we think of ourselves can come as a result of the opinions of the ones closest to us, our family and friends. Let me tell this little story just to make an example. Imagine a mother coming home from a long day at work, just looking for some peace and quiet, but her daughter is enjoying herself and she's singing at the top of her lungs. Naturally, this would be something that irritates the mother a lot. So finally, the mother just snaps and tells her daughter that her voice sounds absolutely terrible and that she should shut up. Obviously, the mother didn't mean this with any ill intent and said this in the heat of the moment. But what ends up happening is that because of this one experience, the little girl will grow up with the thought that her voice is terrible and she'll refuse to sing because that incident made her associate singing with being annoying. Stuff like this happens all the time between us and our loved ones, especially our parents. What's interesting though is most of it isn't even done with any malicious intent. That's just how we operate as human beings. If you really think about it, everyone on this earth has a different perception of who you are. Someone might think you are one of the bubbliest and most positive people they've ever seen because they just so happen to catch you on one of the best days of your life. But someone else might catch you on a bad day and think that you're one of the most miserable people they've ever encountered. All of this is just based off assumption. Maybe none of those people truly knew what you had went through that day, that month, not even that whole year. Only you do. So if that's the case, why would you try to keep up with the image that someone else put on you when everyone thinks differently about you in general? You can be the biggest asshole according to one person, but the most caring human being to another. Only you know the truth. So wouldn't it be better to just start living off what you think of yourself? If anyone in your life has a certain opinion of you and you choose to take it personally, you are basically agreeing with what they have said about you, even if it's not true. Your decision to internalize that opinion is what determines whether that statement is true or not. And in the end, that's how you end up being trapped, living in the idea of another man's mind. I think that everyone's opinion is according to certain beliefs that they have. So really nothing they think about you is really about you, but rather more about themselves. But the effect that the words of others have on you is just as powerful as the words that you feed to yourself. I think that for the most part, how the world around you operates and how life treats you is a reflection of the thoughts and opinions you hold about yourself internally. If you believe you're a victim, you'll automatically gravitate towards situations that make you fit within that mold. If you believe that no matter how much you work, success and abundance can't be achieved in your life, then it won't come. So along with avoiding taking other people's opinion personally, I think you should also be mindful of the thoughts that you have about yourself. There's nothing wrong with thinking highly of yourself and wanting nothing but the best for yourself. You're not cringe or cocky for telling yourself that you're that nigga, or that bitch, or both. Even if it's actually not true and you have to fake it till you make it, do it. If you internalize more positive thoughts about yourself, you will eventually become a version of yourself that fits that criteria. Act as if and you will become. But please don't delude yourself to the point where you think you're better than everyone else or that you're exempt from any sort of criticism. You are still not a perfect human being and most likely never will be because there'll always be room for growth. You should still be able to take accountability and acknowledge when you're wrong. Don't be a dickhead. But anyways, that's it from me today, and as always, like the video, comment your thoughts and subscribe. Y'all be safe and I'm out.
I want to reach 1 million likes. So please, sana pa